Hi, I'm Kate Grissom,
And I'm Evan Wickland.
and we're from the Canadian Centre on Disability Studies, operating as Eviance. We are a national consumer-driven organization with offices in Winnipeg and Ottawa. We do research, education, and development to promote the rights and inclusion of diverse people with disabilities in Canada and around the world. We have created this video to share a new resource we are excited about, called Communication Tools, the Guide. The guide provides information about tools available to people in Winnipeg to help people communicate with first responders during emergency situations. We hope the guide and this video will especially be a help during the current COVID-19 pandemic, when communicating in emergencies and stressful times is all the more important. We hope that in providing this guide as a tool, it will bring people with communication challenges in Winnipeg more safety and support during emergency situations, both now and in the future.
We have recorded this short video to introduce you to the tool guide. If you find this video helpful, please share it with others you think might also be interested and find it useful. Kate and I will speak about some of the most important parts of the guide. This project began in 2015 when we partnered with Inclusion Winnipeg to create a guide that would help people communicate with first responders. Although we started off thinking that we would make a new tool, many people we spoke to told us that there were already many tools available to people in Winnipeg. What was not available, however, was a resource that would help people make informed choices about which tool they might want. So, we changed our game plan and came up with this guide. This project has been funded by the Winnipeg Foundation, the Thomas Sill Foundation, and Inclusion Winnipeg, and we appreciate their generous support.
We realize that emergency situations can be stressful for everyone involved, and that communicating with first responders can be difficult during these times for many reasons, especially during COVID. We hope that when you review the guide, it is done so in a safe way, so people are given the chance to talk about their experiences and feel comfortable doing so. The guide is meant to start a conversation about emergency situations, but we realize that unfortunately it will not address all issues people have communicating with others in difficult situations.
In the guide, we describe a person with a communication challenge as someone who may have a hard time hearing, talking, or communicating with others during emergencies. We write that a first responder means anyone who usually helps other people when there is an emergency. For example, a police officer, a Winnipeg Fire paramedic service personnel, or any other medical professional, such as a doctor or a nurse. A first responder could also be a security guard from either the Bear Clan or Downtown Watch.
Inside the guide are 5 communication tools. These tools have been made to help people clearly communicate important information to first responders during emergencies. These tools are 1. Medic alert, 2. Emergency response kit, 3. Vital ID, 4. In case of emergency, and 5. Magnus mode. Some of these tools can also help people in many areas of daily life, especially when communicating with others in stressful situations. The guide is divided into 2 parts. The first part includes information about the good things about each communication tool and some things to think about when choosing a communication tool. The second part of the guide includes some tips for communicating in emergencies. These tips are for community members and their support networks, as well as first responders. The guide can be used by many people, including self-advocates, people with their disabilities, and their support networks. It may be helpful to go through the guide and pick the one that works best for you.
The first few tools that we're going to talk about are the Emergency Response Information Kit, or as it is commonly known, ERIC, and MedicAlert. These are tools that focus on safety and can be found on pages 6 to 9 of the guide. They are especially good if you have any medical information that first responders would need to know about right away. So for example, any medication that you are taking, if you are allergic to anything, etc. Both of these tools are recognized and used by many first responders in Winnipeg. The ERIC form is filled out by you or someone who can help you fill it out, and is usually kept on your fridge or some other easy to find place in your home, so first responders can easily find it. MedicAlert is usually worn as a bracelet or some other form of jewelry that has the same kind of information on it, as well as a phone number that a first responder can call. MedicAlert costs more than ERIC, but both are used by first responders.
The next two tools we are going to talk about, Vital ID and In Case of Emergency, or as it is commonly known, ICE, are applications you can store on your phone. Vital ID is also available as a bracelet or a card. These tools can be found on pages 12 to 15 of the guide. These tools are less about safety and more about making sure that the person using the tool chooses how much information they want to share. You can enter and save information that you would like to share with others in the apps. The ICE app also has the option of recording a message that you can play if you are unable to speak with a first responder in an emergency. The ICE apps are only $3 and the Vital ID app is free. Other Vital ID tools may be purchased through their website.
The next tool that we're going to be talking about is Magnus Mode. It's a bit different than the others and can be found on pages 10 and 11 of the guide. It is a good tool for learning how to communicate with others in emergencies and in other situations. When you download the app, Magnus Mode provides you with step-by-step instructions on how to do things like visit the emergency room, go to the airport, travel by bus, or order at a restaurant. You can also create your own set of instructions. Since 2018, Magnus Mode has been used at the Winnipeg Richardson International Airport. Magnus Mode is free, and you can personalize it according to your interest and support needs. You can also receive support from Magnus Mode on their website to help you create your own instructions and share these with others for a small cost.
Be smart, use it. That's why it's here. We didn't spend hours going over this and making it up to be a story. It's real.
This brings us to the next section of the guide, where we offer some pointers for communicating with first responders in emergencies. There is a lot of important information on pages 20 to 24, so we recommend looking through it all or going over it with someone at your own pace. Today we would like to point out a few key things that we think are important. For example, there are tips on how to choose a tool and how to use a tool once you have one. Does cost matter to you? What information do you want to share with others? Do you want an app or something that you could wear or carry with you? These are all important questions to think about.
On page 22, we also recommend that you practice being in an emergency situation. Repeating a short sentence, such as, "My name is Evan and I have my emergency contact numbers stored on my phone," is a good way to practice what you want to say in case you forget. It is also important to stay as calm as possible. Be honest with first responders and tell them the easiest way you would like to communicate with them.
We are excited to share the guide with you on our website at the link here. We also have hard copies at our office in Winnipeg in both English and French. Please contact us.
If you or someone you know would like a hard copy of this guide. Thanks for sharing your time with us today.
This is help you all things you need here.